Hey guys, it's Melody, and today I wanted to make another video, a cover video for my channel. I do this about once every 6 months or so. So I'm going to talk about my 7 recent favorite tips that have really changed my life. So we're going to talk about the very first one, which is to download the Daylio app. The Daylio app has changed my life, and I don't use it the way I used to anymore. What the Daylio app is basically a mood tracker. So you track your mood every day. At night, you spend 1 minute. So you just put in your mood, you put in what things you did that day, you bubble. It's a really fun and easy app, and it's free. So once you have all that data at your fingertips, the very next month should be significantly better. So I started tracking my moods in February, and then March was a way better month. I mean, the data points were off the chart because I think I only had 3 medium days and everything else was above that because I had all the data from the last month. So once you have all that data, now you can start using the app any way that you want. So what I've been using it for lately is as an energy tracker. So every day I put the amount of energy I have and how productive I was that day. So I have everything all prepared. But see, this is why data is so incredible. Data is so incredible. It changes lives. We have such a more efficient life because of that. This is an extension of that. The more data, the better, because now you can sift through it and see what is affecting what, cause and effect. On days that are jam-packed, you know, okay, if I just do these 2 things, it will make a big difference because I have all the data that shows that it makes a huge difference. So instead of scattering all of your energy on all the things that you think make a difference, you could really zero in. So the Daylio app is very important to me, and like I said, you can use it in a myriad of ways. You don't have to just stick to its original function. The very next thing is to drink more water. So I keep my water visual, I keep it on my desk ready to go for the day, so I know how much water I should be drinking every day. When I say drink more water, I'm basically saying eat less food, eat less sugar, eat less carbohydrates, because basically when you're full of water, there's only so much you can put inside of your mouth. And I know that sounds like a challenge, but don't take that as a challenge. Don't eat when you're stressed, right? When you're stressed, check in and think, okay, why am I stressed? What's causing this stress? And we got to deal with the problem. So we've got to suffer, which is checking in. I call reality suffering. But now you can finally feel joy, because when you feel pain, you can feel joy again too. So there's a lot of motivation to do this because your future gets better because you're checked in, and now you can feel joy again. Drinking more water is important because you're going to be eating a lot less, and that will boost your mood. Drinking more water and eating in moderation is really important for my overall well-being. And the very next tip that has changed my life, and any chance I get on my channel to talk about the Clear, you can believe I'm going to be talking about Clear. Very next tip that changed my life was getting a notebook that was clear. And that's because I can put these little post-it notes in the back and they're protected and I can see what I have to be getting to. So this Clear notebook is incredible because it's completely customizable. So there's a little one too. There's a junior size, which it depends on if you write a lot. But this has changed my life because I can scrunch my lists together without worrying that I'm going to run out of pages. So let me show you. When you write a list, if you run out of a page, for instance, I turn the page and there's another list next door, I can just grab a page that's blank, tear it out of the binding, and then put it in place where it needs to go. So I have an extra page. So this notebook has changed my life because I kept trying to digitize lists because I hated having to rewrite lists, but it just is so much better when I can see, I can visualize what I'm working on and carefully curate it, because curation is important. But this notebook has changed my life, so that's the third tip. Go out and buy one of these notebooks, guys. I'll link it down below as well. Buy one of these notebooks. They have other colors too, but this notebook has changed my life. I am one of those people that gets really excited about notebooks, so you can tell what this channel is about. The very next tip I have is something that I live by every day, and I don't talk about it that much, but it's really important to wear a uniform. But I do get bored if I can't be Mark Zuckerberg. I cannot be wearing one t-shirt every day that is the same black color. I like to have a little bit of color. So on this channel I talk a lot about minimalism, but my minimalism is pretty colorful. So I have a teal one, and I have a black one, I have a white one, but it's basically the same design. And if I don't wear one of these Thrive bamboo t-shirts, then I'll wear a sundress. But I always know what I'm going to wear for the day because my pants are all the same, my shirts are all the same, and then my dresses, obviously I don't need to match them up, so it doesn't take any thought. But keeping your wardrobe very simple and basic not only is a pleasure to put everything away and to visually look at everything in your closet, but putting together an outfit is very easy. And the very next thing is to use makeup in a way that's multi-use. So one of my favorite makeup products to use is this Tarte gel liner, and you can use gel liner for so many different things. You can use it for eyeshadow, you can use it for liner with a brush, you can use it for contour color, you can use it so many ways. Also, another product that I like is a lip liner. A nice nude lip liner can be used similarly. You can use it as eyeshadow, you can use it on your cheek, you can use it on your lips. So many uses, but think in those ways. When I try to do my makeup, I try to use as few brushes as possible. I just try to do it as efficiently as possible, and I like getting my fingers dirty, and I like using multi-use items. I just love it. So there's going to be more makeup videos on this channel with efficiency and minimalism and green beauty in mind. So if you like that stuff, definitely subscribe, because there's going to be a lot more of that. In that vein, I want to talk about going green, and going green just makes so much sense because you leave that house so much less. When you can use things for multiple uses, it's so much better. But also, I have batteries, for instance. I have these rechargeable batteries, and I put them in casing. So I put them in the D casing or the C casing, and I can put them in my candles. So I can leave my candles on and they're not going to burn down the house, and they're using rechargeable batteries. So there's so much available with technology. There's so much available. And if you're one of the people that you never try any new technology, once you try something in regards to technology, you will shock yourself how much benefit you might get out of it, or how much you might actually enjoy it, or how easy it might be to adopt, like the Dailyo app or something like that. But when it comes to green beauty and when it comes to green living, it makes sense to me because I leave the house a lot less. So one of my favorite makeup items is the it's the Living Luminizer from the RMS Beauty line. It's organic, and so it's basically edible. When you put it on your lips, you can basically eat it, which, let's be honest, if you're talking like me, you're probably eating a lot of your lipstick. This Living Luminizer is really great because you can put it on your cheeks for the glow, you can put it on your cupid's bow, you can put it on the inside of your eye, and it's completely pure. So you're supporting someone's dream for a pure product and a pure design, and it's multi-use. And so it is actually way more enjoyable than using commercial things. And I'll tell you another reason about going green with your makeup that's really great is that it will limit the amount of makeup you can use. You're not going to be tempted to get samples from Sephora anymore, because all the samples they can give you, you're not going to want to use anyway. So it really limits the amount of items that you use. Now, is all of my makeup green? Is all of my cleansers green? No. A majority of it is pure and organic. And that really helps to put parameters on what I get. So that really works out for minimalism. So the next tip is to try minimalism. Minimalism makes sense because it's basically a life of focus, focusing your mind, focusing your priorities, focusing your desktop, making sure there's no clutter on it. It's just a life of focus. When I come in, I only have the things that are useful or beautiful to me that I'm using currently, not the life that I want, but the life that I'm currently living, and it is extremely liberating. When I open the fridge, when I just see the condiments that I only use, and they're all fresh and they're all high quality. When I open underneath the kitchen sink and I only see three cleaners, and I can clean everything. That is a very liberating life, to have a life that it just makes sense. I'm not spending any more money or going to any section of the store than necessary, and that is a really liberating life. So if you haven't ever heard of minimalism, it is not a strict cause. You can make it suit you, so it just makes sense to give it a shot. I have many videos on minimalism, on the ways to make it applicable. And then my next tip is to organize the fridge and the pantry. Organizing the fridge and the pantry and eating well is very important to overall well-being. So spending money on the proper containers and the proper kitchenware is always a good idea. It was one of the very first things that I ever did, and it paid back dividends. I would much rather have a kitchen that has all high quality and very few items than have a wardrobe that's very nice. I focused on my wardrobe second because the kitchen was just so important. Whenever you're looking of where you should spend money, it should be on quality and functional containers. And it doesn't take a lot. It really doesn't take a lot. I have a whole video on just how to organize the pantry, or fridge. But if you're wondering, why am I not getting to my cooking? Why can I not keep track of things? It is probably either because you haven't dealt with things are stressing you out that you have to deal with first, or because it's not organized well. So it's very hard to get to. It's like slogging through mud just to get something on the table, or it's not organized well so that you don't have meals ready to go. You're having to cook every night or something like that. The very last thing is the most important thing, and that is the mind. The mind is the most important thing. I alluded to this when I said if you can't keep track of your chores or you can't keep track of your kitchen, it may be because you don't have the right tools. For instance, when I got a cordless vacuum, my vacuuming increased exponentially, but it might just be because you don't have the right tools if you're persnickety like me. You have to deal with your environment as it is. You have to deal with what is currently in your environment, and that really helps when you're keeping track of things because you can really pinpoint what is affecting what. I wish I could get back to my 16-year-old self, say, Melody, pay close attention. Don't justify everything that you are. Learn the things that you are not, because the more that you justify everything you are, the less you can learn from everybody. You limit yourself only to people like you and only to what you know, and that's a sad state because there's no growth. When you finally give dignity to yourself, you can give dignity to everyone else. And so the mind is very important. If I could only give you one tip, it would be don't limit yourself to only what you know and pay close attention, and then you'll know exactly what action to take and how to be compassionate in the best way. So I hope that this helps you out. If it did, definitely give this channel a subscribe so that Pat and I can see you next Sunday. Thank you guys so much for watching.